Bryson Dechambeau came up clutch in the 2024 US Open, winning the tournament by a single stroke after an incredible bunker shot on the 18th hole of the final round. He outlasted the second-ranked golfer in the world, Rory McIlroy, who held a two-stroke lead with just a couple of holes remaining before a few missed putts and untimely bogeys caused him to fall down the leaderboard. While the internet had fun trolling McIlroy, he played extremely well, and it took a tremendous performance from Dechambeau for him to win the tournament. Let's break down Bryce DeChambeau's performance during the 2024 US Open and see how he was able to secure his second career major championship. Bryson Dechambeau is well known for his aggressive playstyle off the tee, and he drove the ball at a high level during the 2024 US Open. We can measure a golfer's performance in different areas using a stat called strokes gained, which takes into account shot length, hole length, and lie type to produce a positive or negative score. Negative scores indicate areas for improvement, while positive scores indicate the golfer performed well. Dechambeau ranked 4th in this tournament in strokes gained off the tee, with a mark of plus 1.12. Interestingly, he wasn't that accurate on drives, as just 58.9% of his drives reached the fairway. However, he made up for this with his distance as his drives traveled 318.9 yards on average, the third best mark in the tournament. While he was really good at driving the ball, he was also amazing in the approach game. During the entire tournament, his approach shots from the fairway and intermediate rough between 50 and 250 yards were 33.4 feet from the pin on average. Also, he hit the green at least 2 strokes under par, 65.3% of the time. His top 10 ranking in fairway proximity and green in regulation allowed him to rank 9th in strokes gained on approach shots. The one area where Dechambeau wasn't quite elite was the short game. He wasn't bad in this area at all, producing quite well on and around the green, but he wasn't quite as dominant in this area as he was on approach shots and drives. During the 2024 US Open, he holed in 59.4% of his shots around the green up to 50 yards out, within 2 strokes or less. He also ranked top 20 in strokes gained on putts and around the green. Like I said earlier, he wasn't at the top of the tournament in short game metrics, but he was still very good in this area, and this, combined with the strong approach and driving metrics, showed that he was playing at a ridiculously high level across the board. Before we wrap things up, I wanted to highlight Dechambeau's performance on the 18th hole of the final round, because what he did on this hole was absolutely insane. For context, heading into this hole, he was tied with Rory McIlroy for the lead at 6 under par. A birdie would likely win the tournament, and a par would likely force an 18-hole playoff the next day. A bogey, which would have been brutal, would likely lose him the tournament, so there was a ton of pressure. Dechambeau kicked off the hole by hitting a drive into the rough to the left of the fairway, which put him in a brutal position, hitting under a tree. Before his next shot, McIlroy missed a short putt and finished the hole with a bogey, putting him in second place at 5 under par and giving Dechambeau a chance to win if he reached par. Reaching par seemed unlikely when he hit the ball from the rough into a bunker, leaving him with a 55-yard shot from the sand. He would have to get up and down and sink a putt to win the tournament. The more likely scenario is he gets on the green and 2 putts to force a playoff. Well, Dechambeau didn't settle for a bogey, as he hit a ridiculous shot from the bunker to set up about a 4-foot putt, which he drained to reach par and secure the second US Open victory of his young career. Bryson Dechambeau was amazing during the 2024 US Open, combining elite driving with excellent approach shots and a very strong short game. He wasn't always accurate on drives, and his short game wasn't quite as good as his driving, but he was very good in pretty much every area. That's what it takes to beat a golfer like Rory McIlroy, who had an excellent tournament in his own right, and would have won had he made a few short putts at the end of the final round. Shout out to Dechambeau for a terrific performance and a clutch finish to claim another major championship.